Hello everybody, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. In the last episode, we basically got a entire dungeon finished. We also got a lot of stuff done in the previous episode. And today, we will actually be heading over to the next area. And we will be making our way there while also acquiring a lot of new objects. Now, as you can see, I still can't get over there even with the Pegasus boots, but that's not been a big deal. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and go up here, and we're actually going to head back to Uku Prairie. I don't know why I had trouble saying that, but whatever, it's not a big deal. I'm going to kill these guys, I don't know why. And if we go down here, we should be able to head up. As you can tell now, we can also go ahead and speed our way through like that. That will actually make it to where we can run through Koholint a lot faster now. Now, as you can see, it says there's a seashell. I can't speak. It said there was a seashell down there because in one of the previous episodes we got a seashell detector. So if you go ahead and bonk that tree, you'll actually get the seashell. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just fight these morons. And I believe... No, this isn't the area we want to go just yet, but might as well have checked it out, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and head on over this direction. And as you can see, there's actually a bombable wall right there. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and place a bomb right there. And we're going to go ahead and wait for it to go off. And once it goes off, we can go ahead and head inside this cave. Inside of the cave, you'll actually be able to find quite a few things. There are these little tent-shaped things that we couldn't destroy before. But now that we've gone through the dungeon, we can actually Pegasus boot through those. And now we can go ahead and keep going on this way. Down here, there's a balloon we can pop. If we go ahead and push the rock out of the way, we can go ahead and access this chest, and that will give us a purple rupee, which is 50 rupees. If we go ahead and head up here, we can also put another bomb right there, and I believe what is inside of this room is quite valuable to us. So if we go ahead and go across here, we can go ahead and grab a piece of heart. You don't need to jump across that gap. That's shallow water, which means you can walk in it, but I thought I would do so anyway because logic, I guess. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and actually go back to the village, Mabe Village. I believe it's Mabe Village because I'm pretty sure there's an accent mark there, but I just said it both ways just to... No, there's no accent mark, it's Mabe Village. Okay. What was up with that audio glitch there? Also, something new you can do with the Pegasus boots. If you notice, there are apples on trees sometimes. You might have seen them a few times after we've been walking through the entire overworld. So if you go ahead and speed up, you can go ahead and bonk into a tree, and you'll be able to pick up an apple. Red apples fill a few hearts. I believe green apples fill more. So keep that in mind if you're ever low on hearts and you need a regen. Apples will actually help. So now we want to go ahead and go this way. And, oh, wrong way. If we go ahead and go up here, avoid hitting the chicken for certain reasons. Now we're going to want to go ahead and go in here. This place was technically beatable before, but the reason I have not done it yet is because it is a lot easier to do once you have the Pegasus boots. So we're going to go ahead and hop in this bed. And behold! We are in a new area. So these are basically mask mimics, but without the mask. They also jump, no they don't. So what you want to do, use your Pegasus boots and just run through here. Reason being, there's also an issue with all of these, holes in the ground here. If you stand on them for too long, they will collapse. So now we're going to go ahead and run this way, get through all of these guys. And we're going to go ahead and run back, grab the rupees, because we are saving up for the bow and arrow as well. So now that we're across here, we can go ahead and go down. Get through all of these guys. There's a lot of them. It is possible, like I said, to beat this area earlier, but it is not a very good idea. Reason being, those guys are very hard to avoid. You can also go ahead and pop this balloon. It gives you a way back. If we go ahead and go up here, we can open this chest, and it will give us a silver rupee, which is 100 rupees. Makes us a lot closer to being able to buy the bow and arrow. And if you go up here, there is actually a very essential item. So you take that, you get the ocarina, which means we can play songs now. With the ocarina, we'll be able to basically progress further in the game. It's not actually I don't believe it's a optional item. I believe it is required. Alright, so let's go ahead and move these rocks out of the way. And I'm going to actually spend a little bit of time saving up for the bow and arrow, so I'll see you guys when I'm done. So real quick, inside of the trendy game, I'm still saving up for the bow and arrow, but there's actually a few things we can get here right now. So these statues here are basically items that you can use to kind of, I think they're more kind of novelty than anything. We're gonna go ahead and grab this first off. Or not. I guess not. That's unfortunate. Well, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and go again because I'm trying to get that. We're gonna go ahead and just move it all the way up. Once it stops, I'll go ahead and move a tad bit to the right. And it should close on it. Yep, there we go. And it means we should receive this stone tablet. What stone tablets are for, basically Dompe's minigame, which allows you to build your own dungeons using tiles. And that tablet is basically something you use for that. So I'm going to go ahead and move this all the way up. And what I want to do is stop it right there. It's going to go ahead and lower, and it should grab the Goomba statue. Yep, there we go. Tricks. I think I had a lot more of a problem when I did this in my personal playthrough. But this Goomba statue is basically something you can go ahead and progress with. The only reason I'm buying it now is because it is extremely useful for unlocking other things you can get in the trendy game. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the trendy game to save up rupees, because there's 50 rupees in the claw game that you can go ahead and pick up here. And basically, since you paid 10 rupees per game, if you just repeatedly buy 50 rupees by going in and out of the current game over and over again, you'll basically be able to save up a certain amount of rupees extremely quickly. God dang it. Okay, I accidentally spent some extra rupees, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab the red rupee, just to make that back up. My bad. Which means we're technically profiting only 10 rupees now, because, well, let's see. 50 rupees, the 20 rupees. So that's 60 rupees. We paid 40 rupees. No, wait, we paid 50 rupees. So yeah, we're only profiting 10 rupees, so keep that in mind. If you want to actually profit off of this game, try to just repeatedly get the 50 rupees. I'm going to go ahead and pick up all of these items, and I'm going to just continue working towards the bow and arrow. Alright, here in the trendy minigame again, you will actually be able to find a piece of heart now. And that is one reason I was buying the Goomba statue as well. I'm going to go ahead and move all the way up. We're going to go ahead and stop the crane at the very far end. It's going to lower, and it should pick up the piece of heart. Or not, okay. I moved it too late. Alright. But yeah, that piece of heart is there, so I recommend picking it up. I'll be picking up off screen, just to save time. Real quick, while I'm here, I thought I'd mention that there are a few references to older Zelda games in the crane game room. Specifically 2 that I can see right now, but there are probably more in the room once it fades out with the camera. So, in the top right corner, you can see 2 specific references, which are a loft wing from Skyward Sword, and one of the other ones is a Phantom's helmet from both Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Those of you who have played Smash Bros. Might recognize the Phantom helmet. So I thought I'd just mention that. That's a really neat reference to other Zelda games that I Only caught the Loftwing before. I actually didn't notice the Phantom's helmet till just now, but it looks exactly like one. So it's a interesting reference they have there. Alright, so I now have the 980 rupees necessary to buy the bow and arrow. I am sorry for the misestimate, but make sure you get 980 rupees instead of 900. So, with that all bought, like I've said earlier, it is not required to get the bow right now. I believe it is needed for later dungeon, but just keep in mind that I guess it's useful earlier on to have it. I did not mean to throw that bomb. Let's go ahead and put it somewhere it's not going to bother us. So, as you can see, the bow and arrow also has an ammunition type system, so keep that in mind. Now, there's a house somewhere that the Goomba gets put in. I'm going to go ahead and find that just real quick. And I believe it is this house. I'm not sure. Boo. Spiny. This is Shy Guy. Okay, I believe it's this one up here. Nope, it's not. Okay. Well, I believe it might be the house down instead. Terran's house. Let's go ahead and see just real quick. I don't believe there's a direct benefit to getting all of the statues, but I recommend doing so anyway if you want 100% completion. There is one statue that you can only get post-game, so if you are trying to complete the game entirely, make sure you play after you beat the final boss. So, the Goomba statue goes there, and now we're going to go ahead and head on out. And real quick, I am going to check the crane game to see if there's any more statues. There shouldn't be, because the piece of art showed up, and I believe there's a certain cycle at which the statues show up. Oh, there is. Okay. The Spiny. Let's go ahead and get that real quick. We're going to go ahead and move that up. And grab the Spiny. I don't know if it's going to be picked up. Oh, barely. Okay. Again, I don't believe there's any direct benefit to getting all of the statues, but I would do so just for 100% completion. We're not going to challenge it again right now. Let's go ahead and just grab the Spiny and leave. Anyway, I will see you guys once we are doing our next step in our main quest. So now real quick, we're going to go ahead and go back up here. And if we go ahead and talk to Marin, we're going to go ahead and... God dang it. We're going to actually want to go ahead and pull out our Ocarina. I'm going to go ahead and make it X because I don't want to accidentally pull out any more bombs. And if we go ahead and pull out our Ocarina, it doesn't do anything. We're going to go ahead and talk to Marin, actually. Alright, so that duet's over. Now we're going to go ahead and basically obtain that song, quote-unquote. That is the Ballad of the Windfish. It is actually used the most out of all of the songs as far as I'm aware. So, now that we've learned that song, we can go ahead and actually head on this way. So we're going to go ahead and just head to the, I suppose, west, I guess? No, east. So we're going to go ahead and actually... How many seashells do we have? 21? So we're going to go ahead and go on this real quick. And we're actually going to go ahead and teleport here, because this is around the area that we want to go. Alright. So now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and head on down here. Let's go ahead and keep going south this way. Get rid of this moblin here who's kind of blocking our way. I'm not going to worry too much about the rest of them, because we have other priorities right now. Like I said earlier, if you're low on hearts, you can go ahead and actually bump into a tree. As you can see, an apple will actually go ahead and restore your health. So now we're going to go ahead and head this way. And I believe it is over here that we want to go. Let's go ahead and go here. Destroy this bush and you will reveal a secret passageway. Go ahead and go down here. And you will find this area here. As you can see, there's a piece of heart down there. Don't worry about it just yet. It is a piece of heart that you cannot get just yet. So go ahead and head up these stairs. And now you can see that you're on the other side of this whole trench area. And here we are at Animal Village. This is a very strange area, if I do say so myself. I can attest that it is probably one of the most strange areas in the game. Here we have another portal area that we can go ahead and activate, which means we now have another area to teleport to, so to speak. And if we go ahead and head this way, we should be able to go down and loop around here. And I believe we can go ahead and find another piece of heart. Now there's a green apple here. I believe green apples do the same thing as red apples. Yes, they recover more hearts than red apples, like I've said before. There's a walrus there. We're not going to worry about him just yet, but he will be important to note. We're going to go ahead and head up here. And we are going to find a piece of heart. Let's go ahead and grab that just real quick. Bada bing, a bada boom. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead back inside Animal Village, actually. But real quick, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and grab our bombs. Open that wall right there. We are going to switch back to our ocarina because we will need this. We're going to go ahead and head up inside this tunnel here. And inside this tunnel, you will actually find an area that will... I guess it's kind of a, God dang it. I did not mean to use the ocarina, sorry. So we're going to go ahead and grab our bombs, put one just there. And we're going to go ahead and head up into that room just real quick. There's some keys up here, go ahead and get rid of them. You go ahead and use the Pegasus boots to just get rid of them, I guess. I don't believe this is actually an area we can get to now. So I believe this might have been for nothing, but I'm going to go around and try something just in case. So we go ahead and jump across here. We should be able to make our way up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to not do anything because... Oh, yep. Nope. Ah, yeah. We would not be able to make that jump. Not enough leg room. That is, unfortunately, a waste of a bomb that we just did, because that is we need an item to get there that we do not just yet have. Alright, so we go ahead and go back down around. That walrus is blocking our progress, so we won't be able to do much with him in the way. But if we go ahead and head down here, what does this say? Entrance to Yarna Desert. Yarna Desert is, of course, the area where the next dungeon is located, so if we go ahead and just ignore the walrus for now still. Head back into Animal Village, and I believe it's one of these houses that we can go ahead and go into. So we go in this house, I believe we'll find just a rabbit. We don't really need to worry about him. We go into the next house over, we will find a... I believe this is a... Ah, I see. This is a painter here. The mermaid statue by the bay is my masterpiece. To tell you the truth, that work is not yet complete. The art is difficult for you to grasp, is it not? Okay. So he is apparently an artist, and he created the mermaid statue by the bay. Of course, later we might learn a bit more about that. This room is actually extremely important. So I believe there's a secret seashell somewhere in here. However, I'm not 100% sure we can get it just yet. Let's go ahead and speak to her. I see. So we're going to go ahead and head back out here. But that is a hint for a future thing that we're going to do. Go ahead and head up into this house here. And we should suddenly find a strange... something very strange. There's a ripple in the water there, but there's nothing there. Interesting. There's also a secret seashell in here, but it actually relates directly to that, so we'll just go ahead and ignore it for now, because we can't quite do anything with that yet. Now, finally, we go back into this lower area here of Animal Village. We can't get into this well just yet. as you can see. But if we go into this house here, we'll actually find the next target for our trading side quest. So if we speak to this bear here, he's going to notice that we have a honeycomb. If we go ahead and give him our honeycomb, he's going to go ahead and give us a pineapple. Bada bing, a bada boom. Alright. So, we can actually go ahead and have him tell us that if we go ahead and find Marin, we can go ahead and wake up the walrus that's in the way. So that's what we're going to do just next. Alright, so we go ahead and head on this way. We're actually going to use the teleportation pad, so let me go the other way. So go down here, find this teleportation pad just right here. And we're going to go ahead and teleport back to Ukuku Prairie, actually, because that is the closest location to where we can find Marin. Alright. Now let's go ahead and head over this way. You want to go to May Village. I believe Marin will be down at the beach, actually, so we're going to go there. I will see you guys once we find her. If we go ahead and go down, head around here, we suddenly find Marin here. Let's go ahead and speak to her. Let's go ahead and stay and talk to her for a while. We've received a new item! I'm just kidding, women are not items. Neither are men. Neither or. Equality is important, ladies and gentlemen, and other people. So anyway, now that we have Marin in our party, I guess, we're gonna actually go ahead and go down here. I don't believe there's any point in going to this house just yet, so go ahead and ignore that. If you actually go up, there's actually a few things you can do with Marin. So if you go ahead and start digging, she actually starts speaking. She says, dig it to the center of the earth. That is one thing that she said in the original Game Boy version as well. I don't recall the purpose of her saying that, but it's something she does anyway. As you can see, she's somehow able to keep up with the Mach speed of the Pegasus boots, despite the fact that she wears sandals. She must have the Pegasus sandals or something like that. As you can see, there is a seashell somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where it is. I'm going to go ahead and bump into all these trees just to see if I can find it. I'm not exactly sure. Yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and pick that one up just real quick. We're going to go ahead and actually, real quick, head down here to this area. And we can actually have another interesting conversation with Marin here. Link does not speak. Link is the stoic one. He does not speak, he does not think. All he knows is combat. Anyway, that joke aside, we're going to go ahead and head up here. And there's yet another thing we can actually do with Marin. I didn't expect that. I didn't know she did that. But if we go ahead and hit this fox up here, there's another thing she will say. Or not, never mind. So anyway, we can actually go ahead and head down to the trendy game. And there is a nice little interaction we'll have with Marin here. We're going to go ahead and let her try. It's going to drain 10 rupees away, but we have enough for now. What are you doing, Marin? Don't do that. Marin, you are very, very much not supposed to do that. I'm gonna be banned from the establishment, see? You won a trendy game owner. Oh my god. Pros aren't allowed in here. Very, very simple explanation for a banishment from the entire store. Marin just got banned. We are still allowed to go in the store, but just keep in mind that you are allowed to go in. It's just Marin that got banned, I guess. So now I'm actually gonna go ahead and save real quick, because there is one other thing we can go ahead and... God dang it. There's actually one other thing we can go ahead and try. So I'm gonna go ahead and save my game there. And then I'm also going to save to a second file. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and, we're actually going to go ahead and load our second file now. And using it, we're actually going to do something that I do not want to do on the main file. So we go ahead and go in here. No, wrong house. There are actually two things we can do in the normal shop involving theft. Ow. So, if you go in the shop, you can actually grab something. And if you go around him quickly, it's somewhat difficult to pull off. Just keep that in mind. Ah, god dang it. Okay. Yeah, he follows you pretty quickly. It's, somewhat tedious. But I am trying to basically steal this item from the shop. Can't use your Pegasus boots, which makes it a bit harder. But I believe it's still able to be pulled off. I've seen video evidence of it being pulled off. So you want to go ahead and actually... Oh, got it! There's a reason I didn't want to do this on the main file. Guess what? You got it for free. Are you proud of yourself? If we go ahead and speak to, Okay, apparently nothing happens there. I believe if we, never mind. So now, we can actually go ahead and speak to, I believe, this guy. No, not quite. Alright. So actually, one thing you'll notice then, we're going to go ahead and press save real quick. And if we go ahead and save up to file 2 again, we can go ahead and see that our name is actually now not Thief. Never mind. I guess that is no longer the case. So go ahead and go back into the shop real quick. He wasn't kidding when he said I would pay. Now we'll pay the ultimate price. The shop owner is all-powerful! Unfortunate circumstances. And yes, that is a game over. And that is why I did not want to do that on my main save file. We're going to go ahead and still save to file 2. I thought it would change our name to Thief, but apparently not. So now that we're back on the main menu, we're going to go ahead and open up our first save file again. Forget all of that ever happened. It's going to be nothing happened at all. And ignoring that whole situation, we're just going to go ahead and head up here. I thought there was something Marin would say with that whole interaction, but I guess not. I guess it was removed or changed. So now we're going to want to go back over here. If we go ahead and head over to this portal here, we can actually go ahead and go back to the Animal Village. Alright. So, now that we're back at the Animal Village, we can go ahead and go back down to the Walrus. And we will actually be able to get him out of the way. Because the one thing that actually gets the Walrus to move is Marin singing. Let's go ahead and speak to the Walrus here. So Marin's going to give him a little surprise with her singing. Link's face is... I didn't notice that in my personal playthrough, but that was interesting. Alright, so Marin's basically going to hang out at Animal Village for now. That's basically the end of our walk with her. But we can actually go ahead and do something with the ocarina here. So you might have noticed a second ago that there is a secret seashell available in this spot. If we go ahead and play Marin's song, we will actually be able to get one from the Walrus. Or at least I thought so. I could have swore that was the case. Let's go ahead and head on back. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just go inside of a room, and then I'm going to kind of reload the walrus, I guess. I don't really know of a more efficient way of doing so right now. So this is what we'll do. So we go ahead and head back down here. We should be able to find the walrus again. Yep. It's ringing, so let's go ahead and use our ocarina. And I believe the walrus will toss us a secret seashell. Yep, there it is. He's confused as to why it's not Marin, but he's going to give us the seashell nonetheless. Alright. And with that all said and done, we will be visiting Yarna Desert in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.